Let's be real. Things in the royal family are changing faster than you can say Buckingham Palace. And right in the middle of this royal drama, guess who's suddenly the one everyone's watching? Not Camilla, not even Kate, it's Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh. Prince William, who's getting ready to be king one day, is trying to modernize the royal family. He wants less boring traditions and more focus on stuff that actually matters to real people. Think fewer shiny parades and more meaningful projects. And to make all of this work, he needs people he can trust. People who aren't going to cause scandals or disappear to California. Enter Sophie. She's the perfect mix of smart, elegant, hardworking, and best of all, totally unproblematic. A rare royal gem. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, was born Sophie Helen Rhys-Jones on the 20th of January 1965 and is a full-time working member of the British royal family and wife of Prince Edward, Duke of Edinburgh, the youngest brother of King Charles III. Raised in Brenchley, Kent, she was educated at Kent College and trained as a secretary at West Kent College. Sophie began her career in public relations, working for firms in the UK, Switzerland, and Australia, and later co-founded her own PR agency in 1996. She met with Prince Edward in 1987 while working at Capital Radio, and the couple married in 1999 at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. In 2002, she closed her business to focus fully on royal duties. Sophie now serves as patron to over 70 charities and undertakes more than 200 engagements annually. Her work focuses on disability rights, women's empowerment, preventable blindness, fashion education, and agriculture. She's widely respected for her steady and discreet public role. Over the past year, Sophie has quietly taken on more and more jobs in the royal family. Some of these were roles that Queen Camilla used to handle. That's right, Sophie is now stepping into Camilla's shoes, and let's just say the fit is looking better. People all over the UK are noticing, and even the media can't stop talking about how gracefully Sophie is handling everything. Sophie's not flashy. She doesn't call the paparazzi. She doesn't wear wild outfits or make awkward speeches. She shows up, does the job, and goes home to her dogs and a warm cup of tea. Royal experts are calling her one of the most important members of the royal family now, and William seems to agree. He's been working closely with her on his big plan to make the monarchy simpler, smaller, and more focused. And unlike some royals, Sophie doesn't complain. She just gets things done. At official events, Sophie is now showing up more often. She's made rare joint speeches with William. That's a big deal. Usually, only senior royals like Camilla or Kate get that kind of spotlight. But William knows that Sophie is dependable, smart, and basically a walking example of keep calm and carry on. Some insiders even say that her influence is quietly starting to overshadow Camilla's. And honestly, no one's too mad about that. But with great power comes great royal awkwardness. Some people have noticed that Camilla might not be thrilled about this little switcheroo. After all, who likes being replaced, or at least sidelined? Word is, Camilla's not totally loving the idea of Sophie taking over duties she once held. But William is clearly Team Sophie, and since he's the next king, his opinion matters quite a lot. Meanwhile, Sophie's not just handling royal business in the UK, she's also making waves on the world stage. She's now a patron for Plan International UK, a group that helps women and girls in crisis zones. She even traveled to the border of Chad and Sudan to meet women who had fled conflict. While other royals are at photo shoots or resting, Sophie was out there listening to stories of real people and trying to make a difference. Sophie has also taken over as patron of Girl Guiding UK, a position that once used to belong to Queen Elizabeth herself. That's like being handed the royal baton. It shows that the family trusts Sophie to carry on the Queen's legacy. And it's not just symbolic. Sophie's been out there supporting girls, encouraging leadership, and showing that being royal doesn't mean being out of touch. And let's talk about how she supported Princess Kate. During Remembrance Sunday, when Queen Camilla was too unwell to attend, Sophie stood right next to Kate on the balcony, showing quiet strength. Kate had been going through health issues, so having Sophie by her side meant a lot. The two women shared a quiet, powerful moment that showed the world, we've got this. And they looked fabulous while doing it. It's not just professional either. Sophie is very close to both William and Kate. They share a real friendship, one that's based on trust and mutual respect. Sophie is like the royal family's wise aunt that always knows what to say, never spills secrets, and gives you tissues and tea when things go south. She's also got a great sense of humor. People who see them together often notice they share little laughs, knowing looks, and that kind of comfort that only comes from years of being there for each other. So, before moving on to Camilla's reaction, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any royal drama. While some royals are known for drama and interviews, Sophie is known for keeping it classy. She doesn't get caught up in feuds or gossip. When Queen Elizabeth suggested Sophie should mentor Meghan Markle, it wasn't random. Sophie had already earned a reputation for being wise, patient, and calm. Meghan didn't take the offer, but Sophie stayed cool and didn't make a fuss. Even after Meghan and Harry left the royal family and spilled some very hot tea, Sophie didn't clap back. She kept her focus on duty and dignity. And let's not forget her role as a mum. Sophie and Prince Edward decided not to give their kids royal titles, even though they could have. Why? Because they wanted Lady Louise and James to grow up as normally as possible. That means school, friends, walking the dog, and probably doing chores, just like regular teens, but with fancier grandparents. Sophie has always said she wants her children to have choices and to understand that they'll probably need to work regular jobs. And that mindset is really helping modernize what it means to be royal. Sophie talks openly about parenting, especially how hard it is to raise kids in the royal spotlight. She encourages her children to care about social issues, to volunteer, and to think for themselves. She doesn't push them to be perfect royals, she pushes them to be good people. And in today's world, that's worth a lot more than fancy titles. She's also helping the monarchy handle its not-so-glamorous problems. Sophie is one of the few royals who's great at smoothing over family drama. She's acted as a quiet peacemaker, especially when things were rocky with Harry and Meghan. Her calm voice and ability to listen have helped avoid even bigger fallouts. She works behind the scenes, not for attention, but because she genuinely cares about keeping the family together. The royal family is facing big challenges, modernizing its image, staying relevant, and not becoming some outdated costume party with tiaras and bad press. Sophie, with her mix of elegance, brains, and kindness, is helping guide that change. She's bridging the old-school royal world with the new one. She respects tradition, but she's not afraid to move forward. Whether she's at a charity event standing beside Princess Kate or quietly helping behind palace walls, Sophie is showing what real royal strength looks like. And while some people still see her as just Edward's wife, let's be clear, Sophie is now one of the most powerful and beloved women in the entire royal family. So, while the crown is still technically on King Charles' head and Prince William is waiting in the wings, Sophie is the one currently holding things down with grace, grit, and a bit of sparkle. She might not make the loudest headlines, but she's making the biggest difference. And in a world where drama sells and chaos rules, Sophie's calm, classy power is exactly what the monarchy needs. Long live the quiet queen behind the scenes, because Sophie, she's the royal real deal. Let us know in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss a royal drama like this. See you in the next video.